Okay, so as we move into thinking about design, I'd just like to put another idea out there. Now, I'm going to use a Venn diagram. Now, I'm going to be honest, generally, I really can't stand Venn diagrams. In fact, I probably won't draw it as a Venn diagram. But what I'm trying to do is come up with the answer to the question, where do good ideas come from? Okay. And so I want to suggest that there are three parts to this puzzle. Part one is, and I'm in an attempt to avoid doing a Venn diagram, I'm going to try and draw you. I hope that's what you look like. So where do ideas come from? They might come from you. There we go. Ah, happy person. They also come from, okay, I'm going to put all of this together in a minute. Us. From society, from our collected knowledge. Okay. And then the third part of the thing is they're going to come from, let's call it the context. Okay, so I'm drawing this street scene very poorly. Okay, and let's say that you've been asked to provide a brand new house. And you've got to design this brand new house. So we need to think about not just, we need to think about the context, okay? And where do good ideas come from? Now, we've got three different things going on here. And we talk sometimes about systems thinking as engineers. So we've got you, the creative individual. So you are a creative individual. And you bring with yourself a whole load of experience and ideas, and we're going to talk about that again in a moment. We have the brief, the context. Let's put this here. So the context is kind of everything about the project. So you've been asked to design a, I don't know, let's say you've been asked to design a wheelchair which is to be used in a hospital which actually has some big ramps and very steep gradients, and so you've got to overcome some problems to make this wheelchair effective. So the context would be the fact that this wheelchair has got to work in this particular situation. There's also things like the brief. That's the fact you've got to design a wheelchair. There's also a client, and that client may have requirements that they want you to fulfill. There's probably going to be a budget. You don't have infinite money, so you're going to have to do it in a way that is affordable, and you want to make sure that your project is safe. Okay, so this kind of is the project that you're thinking about. So this is where it looks a lot like a Venn diagram, but it's not. Okay, so we've got the project, we've got you as a creative individual. I'm going to come back to you, and then we've got society. And so society brings with it a whole load of norms and a whole load of ideas. So, for example, let's come back to this idea of designing a house. Well, society really already knows what a house looks like. And there are a whole load of different, I'm going to use the word typologies, and we'll probably come back to that word later, or types. So different types of house. So when I look at it saying, I'm going to put a house here, actually I know what a house looks like. And I maybe have 4 or 5 or 6 different visions of what a house might look like. And then I say, okay, which one of these houses fits best here? So this is kind of societal information. And what we do is we take ideas from society, and we take the whole context, and we take what we bring to the project, and we mix that all together. And in the midst of that, we come up with a new idea. Now, the idea here is that a new idea is not something that just pop comes out of nowhere. It's actually the resultant of a whole load of different information that's come together that then provides you with a solution or a design idea, which is actually a whole load of known information. All of these information is known, but we've maybe put it together in a way that we hadn't thought about before.